Welcome to Whatever Happened to Pizza at McDonald's, the investigative journalism program where I ask the question, Whatever happened to the pizza at McDonald's? I'm your host, Brian Thompson. Anyone who knows me, and that list includes over 12 people, knows that I am an avid reader. The bulk of my reading consists of printing out pages and pages of posts from the r/90s food subreddit and scanning them for any mention of McDonald's pizza. But occasionally, I like to consume more literary writings for recreational purposes. Because my recreation time is somewhat limited due to all of my investigative journaling, I often read the briefer forms, such as short stories and poems. It is objectively true that short fiction is inferior to long fiction, just judging by word count alone. And poetry is inferior even to that, since pretty much anyone can write down some nonsense and call it a poem. But I enjoy them for what they are, and at least they are better than the most inferior form of literature of all, YA. To keep up with the latest talents in short fiction and poetry, I subscribe to several literary journals. These are somewhat like magazines, without the scented perfume advertisements. Many are published through the English departments of universities, as a way to make a quick buck on submission fees from desperate MFA candidates. But some are published independently by people who are not interested in making a quick buck at all. In fact, there are few businesses less financially viable than independently publishing a literary journal, which is why I am fairly sure most of them are simple money laundering fronts. One of these is a Canadian literary journal called Funicular. As a subscriber, I have enjoyed its contents a great deal. The short fiction published therein could not be described as anything other than short, and though I am no literary critic, I would say the poetry has an almost poetic quality. Recently, I was contacted personally by one of Funicular's editors, Jason Lee Norman, which is the kind of boutique customer service one can only receive from a publication with a very intimate subscriber count. Editor Norman informed me that I would be receiving, quote, a little something extra, unquote, with the latest Funicular issue. He offered no further elaboration, and did not give me any reason to think this was less a happy promise and more of a veiled threat. But when the package arrived, I did pay my postal carrier a $5 tip to open it well outside of my respiratory range. After a brief observation period where I asked him to loiter in the courtyard of my apartment building for an hour and a half so I could be sure he did not pass away of ricin poisoning, I accepted the package and was shocked at what I found inside. Included with the latest issue of Funicular was an artifact so priceless that I was somewhat confused as to why it was sent through the postal system rather than delivered via armored truck. It is an original cardboard McDonald's pizza box from Canada. After doing some rough calculations with a ruler, I believe it was originally meant to hold a pizza of the family size variety. Its lid sports a familiar logo, a red rectangle with the word pizza written across. The two Z's are represented by slanted golden arches. As many others have noted since McDonald's pizza's heyday, these slanted arches do not look very much like Z's at all, and instead give the impression that the word is not pizza, but instead Pima. But I will not spend any more time complaining about this, since after all these years, the graphic designer responsible has no doubt passed away from the shame. Behind this red rectangle is a green and white checkerboard pattern meant to evoke the feeling of a tablecloth at a traditional Italian pizzeria. At the bottom corner is the distinctive badge of McDonald's Canada, the traditional golden arches bisected with the word McDonald's and bearing underneath them the tiny image of a maple leaf, one of the most sacred symbols in the nature-worshipping religion of the primitive Canadian people. A banner across this logo reads, quote, freshly oven-baked, toujours fraîche, quid au four, unquote. For those who are not aware, Canadian law mandates that any public writing in English be accompanied by a French translation, since many Canadians are such avid Francophiles that they refuse to speak in anything but French. However, when I posted a photograph of this pizza box to my social media accounts, bilingual listener Justin Kopp informed me that this French phrase is not a literal translation of freshly oven baked. According to this linguist, the French phrase translates to always fresh, baked by oven. Kopp suggests this may imply that as long as McDonald's pizzas are baked in an oven, they remain fresh indefinitely. I do not know if this is true, but in my extensive travels, I have yet to excavate a fresh pizza. However, it perhaps lends some credence to this theory that I have also yet to excavate a rotten one. In any case, there is only one other marking on the lid of this pizza box, and that is a label handwritten in block print with a black marker. It reads, quote, floor tiles, unquote. I can only imagine two possible explanations for this label. Either this box at one time contained a highly valuable, nigh unspoilable fresh McDonald's pizza, and the owner was attempting to trick any curious parties into believing that something else was inside, or, after consuming the pizza, the owner used the box to store surplus family-sized floor tiles. Of course, both could be true. Perhaps the owner attempted to store a pizza indefinitely, but finally succumbed to the delectable aroma. Then, left with an empty tile-sized box, this person decided to put it to use. However, upon opening the box, I could not detect a single trace of pizza grease. This could mean the box never contained a pizza at all, in which case it must have belonged to someone with close enough ties to a McDonald's restaurant that they had access to pristine, unused boxes. Or it could mean that there was some kind of grease-sopping substance coating the bottom of the pizza, perhaps a light dusting of cornmeal, for example. Or maybe when this person originally ordered their McDonald's pizza, they asked for it to be thoroughly dabbed with a paper towel to soak up all the grease before being put in the box. According to my intelligence, this was an off-menu request known as ordering it dry style. Whatever the explanation, it is clear that in order to fully investigate this pizza box, I will have to find and interrogate the original owner. Thankfully, I have some working knowledge of forensic analysis after having watched several television dramas on the CBS network. One such method of analysis is dusting for fingerprints. Due to my aforementioned busy schedule, I do not have as much of a chance to clean my apartment/headquarters as often as I would like. So, after reaching under my coffee table, I was able to gather quite an alarming amount of dust to use in my analysis. One problem. When I sprinkled this dust on the pizza box, no fingerprints became evident. I know for a fact this box has been handled by human fingers, as I myself handled it, and I own almost a dozen of them. The only explanation is that I am simply using the wrong kind of dust. For more professional help with my forensic analysis, I decided to go right to the experts.
You have reached the Los Angeles office of the Federal Bureau of Investigation. FBI Los Angeles.
Hello, my name is Brian Thompson. I'm calling because I recently came into possession of an artifact that I'm trying to forensically analyze, and I was wondering if I might be able to borrow some of the FBI's analysis equipment, fingerprint dust, etc.
Sure, and are you a company or?
No, I'm a human being, just an individual person.
One moment.
Hello? Hello?
You have reached the Los Angeles office of the Federal Bureau of Investigation.
FBI Los Angeles.
Hello, my name is Brian Thompson. I just called a moment ago, and I believe I was disconnected from the person I was speaking with. I was just calling because I've recently come into possession of an artifact that I would like to forensically analyze, but I don't have any equipment myself. I was wondering if maybe I could borrow some from the FBI.
We don't offer any such services, sir.
Oh, okay. For free, or is there, do you mean?
In general, we don't have equipment like that.
Oh, okay. What do you use to analyze artifacts?
Headquarters has equipment like that in Washington, D.C., but we don't offer public services to the public.
Oh, okay. Okay. Well, thank you very much for your candor.
All right, you have a good day, sir.
You too.
Hello, you've reached the headquarters of the Federal Bureau of Investigation. FBI switchboard, how can I help you?
Hello, my name is Brian Thompson. I'm not sure exactly who I should speak to at FBI headquarters, but I was referred here from the field office in Los Angeles. I have an artifact that I would like to forensically examine, but I do not have any sort of professional forensic examination equipment. And I was wondering if I could borrow some from the FBI, say some fingerprint dust, etc.
I am going to go ahead and transfer you now, okay?
Okay. To whom?
Our fingerprint information center.
Oh, perfect. Thank you.
Yeah, no problem. Hello?
Hello? Is
Can
this...
you hear me?
Yes?
Okay.
Oh, hello. I was told I was being transferred to the fingerprinting department.
Actually, they transferred you to the biometric training team. I will transfer you to our customer service. Did you just come from customer service?
I do not know. I came from the switchboard. Maybe I could just describe to you my issue?
Well, if you are you wanting to know about your fingerprints?
No, I am not. Actually, I just have come into possession of an artifact that I would like to forensically examine, and I was calling to see if I could borrow some forensic examination equipment from the FBI. I was thinking maybe some fingerprint dust, etc.
Oh, no, we don't lend out any of our equipment. Are you law enforcement?
No, not currently.
Okay. No, we actually wouldn't be able to lend you any of our equipment. I'm sorry.
Oh, okay. Could I buy some surplus?
No, sir.
Okay. Well, thank you very much for your candor.
You're welcome. Bye-bye.
Goodbye. If I could not obtain such forensic analysis material from any law enforcement officer whose salary, I should mention, is paid by me, the taxpayer, I would have to turn to the private retail sector. Thankfully, there is a store near me that stocks just about anything anyone could possibly imagine.
Thank you for calling your local Walmart. We appreciate your business and look forward to the opportunity to serve you in our stores.
Good afternoon, and thank you for calling Walmart. How may I help you?
Oh, you're welcome. My name is Brian Thompson. I was just calling to see if you sell fingerprint dust.
Fingerprint dust.
Yes.
Come on. That's only sold online by third-party vendors. We don't sell it at Walmart.
Oh,
No.
but it is on your internet
You have
website?
to go online. Yes, when you purchase the product, you'll see that it's a third-party vendor, so you're buying it directly from the vendor.
Okay. Fingerprint dust on...
You're welcome.
And what is your website?
It's Walmart.com. You're calling Walmart store in Burbank,
Mm-hmm.
so you go online to find your product.
Okay. Log on to walmart.com. And do I need a password or anything?
No, sir.
Okay, perfect. Well, thank you very
Anything
much.
else I can help you with? Need any more help?
I'm thinking.
Hello?
I'm sorry.
Is there something else I can help you with?
I'm trying to think.
I'm going to place you on a brief hold. I'll be right back.
I'm not done thinking. Hello? Hello? Hello?
holding. Is there something else I can help you with?
Oh, well, I have had some time to think about it, and I think the answer is no.
Okay. All right, then. Well, if you can think of anything else, then we can be of service. Give us a call back, okay?
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome.
Goodbye. And now, a word from our sponsor. If you have a gambling problem, there is no better service to help you feed your addiction than FanDuel, the most popular online sportsbook that has not been forced out of business due to illegal activity. But if your gambling problem has rendered you financially unable to place any more bets, you may have become depressed. If so, there is no easier way to speak to a fully, semi, or unlicensed mental health professional than through BetterHelp. FanDuel and BetterHelp, two great services that work great together. Do you know what happened to pizza at McDonald's? Do you remember it? Please send all correspondence to pizza@mcdonalds@gmail.com. To support the show, please join my Patreon at patreon.com/pizza@mcd's for exclusive benefits. And for more information, including important announcements, useful links, etc., visit pizza@mcdonalds.com. Thank you to my invaluable Patreon producers: David Friedman, Grant Bacon, Isabella Zelaskowski, Jacob Ford, Joe Kajik, Kimberly King, Kyle Tarak, Pam Gabriel, Troy Babs, Will, Andrew Duffy, Andrew Ahmed Johnson Rubin, Billy Jean, Brad Allen Thompson, Felix Dooley, Feral Housecat, Gerald Lewis, Clown Leg Jeppers, Jay Poop, Calvin Thomas, Kat Resney, Kim Pottlesnick, Laurel Paul, Mel, Mitchell Kordick, Opus Mareshi, Polly Egan, and Ryan Guggenmoss. I'm Brian Thompson, investigative journalist.